welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, I still got the stickers. I went to a presentation today for my oldest and she did so good. But anywho, welcome to my channel. For those of you who have joined me for the very first time, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. My name is Mideko and my brand is Zumamiko and I'm a crocheter. So welcome, and thank you so much for my subscribers who have come back to see another video this week. Glad to have you and I appreciate your support. This week we are exploring the crochet earrings, and this one I honestly wasn't even going to create a tutorial for this. The earrings were literally just something that I was doing to have fun. It was what I call a Friday funsie. Friday funsies for me is every Friday I do something that I genuinely enjoy without tying it to like producing a pattern for other people, without worrying about like selling it. It's just literally fun for me. And so for the earring, I actually repurposed some of the earring parts of some old earrings that I had, and I made a pattern for an earring crochet earring, and people really liked it. And so I had a couple folks reach out and ask for a tutorial, and so here it is. It's really simple, really like ridiculously simple. I am a frugal crocheter, a frugal artist, so a lot of the stuff that you see in the video, like the earring hooks and all that, I have already. I didn't buy anything for this. But if you are a person who wants it brand new, or if you plan on selling, then definitely do that. But let's get into it. I don't have too much of an introduction today, but I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow me on IG as well, and I will meet you back here once we're done. All right, this pattern is a pretty simple one, but you will need some materials. So let's start with our crochet hook. We're gonna do a 3.5, which is my favorite. If you've been following my videos, you know I use 3.5 pretty much in everything. You're gonna need some scissors, a stitch marker, a yarn needle that's gonna help us weave in our ends. You will need some yarn. One color is fine. If you want all of your earring to be one color. If you want multiple colors, then you might want to pick some other ones. Doesn't really matter what type. Mine is acrylic. You will need some starch. This is an unusual resource for us this time around, but this will help us stiffen our fabric after we make our earrings. You can use a fabric stiffener as well if you're feeling like really particularly fancy. They sell them at any craft store, but I had Faultless on hand. I'm a frugal crocheter, so this is what I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. You will need some wax paper. Wax paper is going to help us when we are spraying the starch on our earrings to give it a little bit of body. Well, I guess to take away the body is what I should say. And then you'll need a couple of earring loops. I don't know what these are actually called, but you'll need these to attach to your earring to make them actual earrings. Again, I am a frugal crocheter, so I just went through my stuff to make sure I didn't have any earrings that I was going to toss out, and I did. So I just recycled these from some old earrings I have. But if you need to go buy, you definitely can. They sell them at Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Joann's going out of business, so catch them while you can. Michael's, what have you. I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get into the pattern. Alrighty, we are going to start with our 3.5 millimeter hook, and we are going to do our row number 1, which is a magic circle, and we are going to add 15 single crochet inside of the magic circle. Now this is a little bit different than the magic circles I usually do because we want the hole to remain big. We don't want to pull it close. So what I'm going to do is another method for my magic circles, and this method is actually in one of my videos, my previous videos, for different ways to do a magic circle. So go ahead and check that out if you need. But I like this method because it's going to give us that hole in the center of our earrings, and it's going to help us keep shape just a little bit. This is not the method that I prefer to use for magic circles, so it's a little bit awkward for me, but it's something that I need for this particular pattern, so I'm just going to deal with it. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Okay, that was 15 for me. So I'm going to place my stitch marker. And we don't want to close this hole all the way. We just want to close it to where our single crochets meet, because we do want to leave a bit of a hole there. So we want to close it to where our single crochets touch, but we don't want to close it all the way. So that's good for me. I want to leave that hole in the center. And we are going to join. So you're going to join the first single crochet to the last single crochet with a slip stitch, just like that. Okay, now we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2, and I actually am going to remove this because I don't need this, because we're changing the we're chaining 2. We're going to see that bump when we come to the end of the row. For row number 2, we're going to do a double crochet and then an increase, and that's why we chain 2 here, because we want to do that double crochet. All right, so we are going to yarn over and then do our double crochet, double crochet and then an increase. So 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochets in the next. Sorry, I was reading my pattern. So 1 double crochet and then an increase. So 2 double crochets in the next one. And we're going to do this all the way around. Oh, that was a single crochet. We're doing this all the way around. Okay, I've come to the end of my row number 2, and I just wanted to show you this just in case you kind of get confused when you get to the end of this row. So my last stitch, I have a single crochet, and if I were to just attach these rows together, it actually would kind of disturb my pattern, because I have 1 single crochet and then I have that chain 2 that we started with. So what I want to do here is I want to end with a double crochet in that very first stitch where that chain 2 was. And the reason I want to do that is because it helps to keep our pattern consistent. So if you see, let me get a close up a little bit. So we have the 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and then 2. So it just kind of keeps our pattern consistent all the way around. Okay. For row number 3, we are doing a double crochet and then a chain 1. Before we do that, we do want to chain 3. The reason we're chaining 3 this time around is because the chain 2 is going to count as 1 double crochet, but the final chain 1, so the third chain in that the chain 3 is going to count as that chain 1. I know that sounds super confusing, and I'm so sorry, but hopefully it'll make sense once I get into it. So I'm going to go into that next stitch. I'm going to do a double crochet and I'm going to chain 1. Do a double crochet in the next one and then chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and you're going to do this all the way around. I'm at the end of row number 3 and I'm going to attach with a slip stitch. If I can get it in there. There we go. And so what I was trying to say before, and hopefully it made sense. If it didn't, let me try again. So when we started our row, we chained 3, right? Usually for a double crochet, you only chain 2, but we added that additional chain because I wanted the spaces to be even in between the double crochets in that row. So hopefully that made a little bit more sense, but that's the rationale behind the chain 3, just in case you cared. So our final row, row number 4, is going to be 2 single crochets in each of these holes. So starting with the first hole, we're going to do 2 single crochets in each of these, and that's going to be our final row. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to chain 1 because we're only doing a single crochet, and we are going to, in each of those spaces, we are doing a single crochet just all the way around. And this is going to help us to finish off our earring. All right, I am in my last 2 single crochets. And what I'm going to do is attach to that first single crochet with a slip stitch, and I can go ahead and fasten off. Leave a decent enough tail. That's probably too long, but I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. But leave a fairly decent tail because we're going to attach the loop of our earring, the part that goes in your ear, to that. So this earring is done. This earring is done. The only thing we have to do now is apply the starch to make it hard, and yeah, we can pretty much wear it. So let me go ahead and do my second earring off camera, and then I'll meet you back here. All right, so I did both of my earrings. This is what I'm looking like right now. And what I need to do now is I need to stiffen them, because if you don't stiffen them when you wear your earrings, they are going to like flip-flop, and the yarn's going to hold its shape, and you don't want that. You don't want to be walking around with your earrings looking like this. Like, that's crazy talk. So what we want to do is grab our wax paper, and we're going to grab our starch. I am a frugal crafter, and so I'm not going to the store to go get any fabric stiffener that's specifically designed for like yarns and things like that. This will do just fine. I use the Faultless old school heavy finish, just an ironing spray that you stiffen your clothes with. And what we're gonna do is just put our earrings onto the wax paper. And the wax paper is just so that the earring, when it's wet, doesn't stick to your surface, and excuse me, and that the starch doesn't get everywhere. So the wax paper is just going to catch the excess. And so what you want to do is shake your starch really well, just like you would when you spray your clothes, and you're literally just going to spray. You're going to spray very liberally. Don't worry about the white. The white will absorb. And what I'm going to do off camera, just because I don't have it next to me, is I am going to wipe off the excess. You can see there's some starch building up on the wax paper. I am going to wipe that off. And I'm going to put this entire setup, the wax paper, my 2 earrings, outside in my backyard because it is a sunny day. And it's going to decrease the amount of time I need for drying. If you keep it indoors, it will take up to 24 hours to dry, and then we need to flip it and do this again. So you're looking at about 2 days. So what I want to do is take mine outside, put it in a sunny area. It'll give me a couple hours dry time on one side. I'm going to flip it, do the same thing, and it's going to give me another couple hours dry time on the other side. Okay. Before you set it outside, you do just want to make sure that your earrings are completely flat, because the way it dries is the shape that it's going to keep. And so you want to make sure that you are drying it in the shape that you want, which this is just a circle, so it shouldn't be too hard to block it out. But if you're doing another design like a square or something like that and the ends curl up, it'll be a little bit harder. So let me do that, and then I'll come back to show you what this side looks like when it's dry. We'll spray again, and then I'll take it back outside before I show you the finished product. So it's been about a couple of hours. I put my earrings with my wax paper outside in my backyard, and we are a little bit more stiff. You can see like it's not holding its shape as it did before, but we're still not done. I still need this guy to be a little bit more stiff. So I am going to turn them over, and I'm going to shake my starch again and spray very, very generously again on this side. There we go. And I actually have my napkin with me now, so I can show you what I did before. Literally, I'm just kind of picking this guy up and wiping, because I don't want the excess starch on there. I honestly don't think it'll hurt, but I don't know. I just don't want it there. So I'm gonna remove this and then just make sure everything is flat. And for me, I think that's good. I'm gonna take these back outside for another couple hours while I still have daylight, and we will see the final product in a little bit. All right, so this is what mine looks like right now. They're honestly not all the way dry, and I think I want to do another coat, but this is what we're looking like so far. The body is a little bit stiffer. Like I said, mine's not completely dry, but the sun's going down on me, so I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow to do anything else with them. But you can see like it still works for me. Like it's a little bit less flexible. And so I'm actually going to spray mine again, and I'm going to let them sit. But if you are happy with the level of stiffness you get, you can definitely just keep it. This is all about preference. I totally can stop right here because it is holding its shape just a bit. You see, like when I do that, it's not really going back. I mean, it's not really staying where it is. And the reason behind that is when you put the earrings on, like when you turn your head, you don't want your earrings to be stuck in that position, like that folded position. So go to the stiffness that you feel comfortable with. I can again stop right here, but I want mine a little bit more stiff. But I will go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna come back and finish off these earrings so that you can see the entire process. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is just to attach the loop. This is the part of the earring that's going to go into our actual ear. And this is such a simple process. So you're just going to take that long tail that I had you keep into your yarn needle. You're going to thread your yarn needle around that loop and just tie it in. That is it, literally. Like you're just attaching the loop to your earring. And as I say with all of my projects, you do want to make sure it is super secure, because the last thing you want is for your earring to be falling out when you think you're cute and stepping out into the world, right? So make sure this is really, really tight on there, and then just weave it in, weaving your ends. And that is it. That is it. All right. We earringing. They cute. They real cute. I did them green this time. The other ones I did on my page were like a pink, like a, I don't know, a soft pink, fuchsia-ish color. But I like these a lot. And that stiffener that we put on there, like I can turn my head and my earrings actually don't like, they don't like unshape, you know, so they stay the way they need to. And you can definitely make them either more stiff or less stiff. It's literally your preference, like I was saying before, but I like mine pretty stiff. So these are cute. I really like these. Hopefully yours came out just as great. Hopefully, like, the pattern was really easy to follow. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow me on IG. And if you have ideas for other patterns as well, let me know in the comments. As I've said in a lot of my videos, I really like the engagement. I really like to talk to people who have a genuine interest and a genuine passion for the art of crocheting. So don't hesitate to reach out to me, either on this platform or on the others. Have a blessed day. Have a safe week. Don't forget to crochet some cool stuff, and I will meet you back here.